Where's Johnny?
Welcome to my nightmare.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Let me play with this, Daddy.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Fear Freaks Podcast. My name is Braden.
I'm Destiny.
And we are the Fear Freaks. Been a couple weeks, I think, since we've done a Fear Freaks episode, but we're back, and we're back on a pretty consistent basis right now. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic start to your guys' week. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. We're getting close, guys. We are getting so close. And I do want to take a moment. First of all, Destiny, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. I'm glad. Tonight we're talking about a little recap of a very fun event that we were at this past weekend. So highly recommend checking it out if you guys have never had a chance to go to Houston Horror Film Festival. But we're going to talk about that throughout the entire episode. Tonight, first things first, I want to give a very special shout out, obviously, to the Patreons of the channel. You guys help make the content better. So you guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you guys so much for helping in any way that you guys can. You guys can become a Patreon today by going to patreon.com/Braden Timmons. This Friday, we've got the Fear Freaks podcast, Freddy vs. Jason Drink Along, starting at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. We're excited because, I mean, man, Freddy vs. Jason just turned 20 years old. It's a very cheesy movie, and I'm excited. The ending makes it all worth it. So that'll be going on this Friday night. If you guys want to tune in and have some drinks with us, make sure you guys get some of your favorite drinks throughout the week. We will see you guys here on Friday. And last but not least, we've got the 20 days left on the Last Nightmare Indiegogo campaign. 20 days left to join us on this journey to make the finale as epic as we can make it. So you guys can support that in the link that I have pinned to the chat. I don't know if it's pinned actually, but it's at the very top or it's in the description box below. So any support you guys can give us, you guys are absolutely awesome. So, okay, let's get on into this. Destiny, to start off, let's actually greet the chat before we start off with anything else. But we've got a Lamontre in the house. What's going on, buddy? We've got Brettman. Brettman, don't worry. We're going to talk about meeting you this weekend too, buddy. I promise you. You're going to come up. We've got a Gory. How are you? Ashton, see you in here. We've got Brandon, Maga. I think we got Maddie. What's going on? What's shaking back? I think that is about it right now. I want to say hello to Aaron. Sometimes I forget to say hello to Aaron Click. If you're in here, I do apologize. I, for whatever reason, always skip over him. I think that you just comment in a very odd area in the chat. But if I missed you, I am sorry. I don't think that I saw you in here though. But chat, hope that you guys are all doing fantastic this week. Destiny, what's going on in your world of horror this week? What's happening?
I rewatched Silence of the Lambs the other day, and that was only my second time watching it, and I hadn't seen it since probably I want to say maybe 2016 or 2017. So it was only my second time watching, but I enjoyed it a lot the first time, but I loved it this time. I'm a little bit older. I feel like I was able to pick up on more things and just appreciate the movie more than I did the first time I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I gave it 5 stars. Originally I had it at 4 stars from just what I remembered. So 5 stars. I think it's a fantastic movie. Other than that, I mean, I watched Saw 2 on Good Will Hunting's channel last Thursday for a live stream. But that's it horror-wise. I haven't really watched a whole lot of anything.
Nice. Well, hey, you watched a couple things. That's what counts, right?
Oh, actually, I did see Talk to Me because that was the day after we did our watch along for the Meg. So that was our last episode, was the Meg. So I
Right.
have seen Talk to Me since then, which I liked.
And you liked it, yeah.
I liked it. I didn't love it, but I want to give it another watch because the parts of it that were good were really good and like shocking and yeah, I feel like it maybe just lost me a little bit, but some of it was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the gore, the practical effects were fantastic, and the acting was great, and the scares were good. It was just some of it I didn't really care for too much, but yeah.
Well, hey, at least you watched it, and at least you enjoyed it. But maybe we could do a watch party for that on Fear Freaks when it comes on DVD and 4K or whatever. I think that would be a fun one because it is actually it's a pretty shocking movie. Like it like the parts that have like shocking moments, it like is like jaw on the floor, like holy shit. Rosie, what's going on? Denise, how are you? Saw you guys come in. I wanted to get a chance to say hello to you guys. But yeah, Talk to Me is freaking. It really is a stellar piece of work. So, but anything else that went on within your world?
I also watched The Fly. That was also like last week or earlier. I don't remember when.
Mm-hmm.
But I did watch The Fly, the 80s version. I hadn't seen it before, but it's been on my watch list for ever, I guess. And Jeff Goldblum, love him, great. Not so sure. No, never mind. Yeah, think he's a great actor. So I love seeing him. It was a really good movie. I already knew how the ending played out. Like I knew how the movie played out and everything like that, but still watching the scenes and watching, him slowly turn into this fly. And I guess to see how it all kind of happens was really cool. And the practical effects are amazing. I mean, it's really well known for its effects. Rightfully so, because they're nasty. There's a lot of scenes that were pretty gross, but I didn't have to look away, so I was pretty proud of myself for that because I get really squeamish when it comes to body horror stuff. But I loved The Fly. I thought it was fantastic. I still need to see the original, and I don't think I'm going to like the original as much, but yeah, the 80s one was great. So that's it, though, horror-wise.
Good. Well, I mean, that's a pretty solid list if you ask me. Since the last episode of Fear Freaks, I watched Joyride for the first time. I'm pretty sure that was before, or was that after the? Yeah, that was after the Meg, right? Yeah. So watched Joyride for the first time. Loved it. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good 90-minute movie, full of suspense. Obviously the candy cane, is definitely kind of burned into your mind after that. And after I shared my thought of it online, I saw a lot of people posting the GIFs with the candy cane on the radio and everything. But great suspenseful film. I think that the performances are all actually, for a lower budget horror movie, I think they're all really good. And again, it's just got some really good use of suspense and all that stuff. So really enjoyable movie. After Joyride, I saw something that wasn't as exciting, and it was the Meg 2, The Trench, or excuse me, Meg 2, The Trench. I really wanted to like this one, guys. It's just like I couldn't get into it. I honestly think it's not even that I think I did. I did. For 5 minutes, there's like an underwater sequence that's going on that legit lasts like 25 minutes of this movie, and I fell asleep for 5 minutes of it. Like I like woke up and I was like, holy shit, this scene is still going on. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I really wanted to like this movie too, because I love the first one. I will defend the shit out of the first one. It's a fun, cheesy movie. Destiny and I just did the watch party for it and everything on our previous episode. I love the Meg. I thought it was great. Meg 2, though, I don't know what happened. And I swear to God, Jason Statham must have been under contract or something in order to agree to this script. So it's insane. If there's people out there that enjoyed this one, then hey, hats off to you. But I really couldn't get into it. I gave it 2 stars out of 5. Only because, I mean, it's not the worst movie I've seen, but it's just literally a bore fest until the third act. Really, the third act, when everything's going on, yeah, it's exciting and everything, but it's not enough to save the movie from everything that came before it. So yeah, wasn't a huge fan of that one. And then the last thing with horror, I saw Universal's new movie, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which is the new Dracula movie that came out, or as Destiny would call it, Sea of Thieves, when we were having a conversation one day. And she was like, oh, yeah, there's that new ship movie coming out, right? And I was like, yes. She goes, what's it called? Sea of Thieves? And I was like, no, The Last Voyage of the Demeter? Close.
The thing
You're
is
so
he
close.
knew what I was talking about, so I didn't have to know the title because you knew exactly what I meant, and that's the sad part. You think I'm crazy. You understood me.
I did.
Therefore,
I actually did understand, which is insane that I understood you. I'm like, Sea of Thieves is a video. You might have seen that before on Xbox as a promotion.
I mean, I know it was a video game, but that's all I could think of was Sea of Thieves because there was a boat.
Yeah, you might have known it from, again, just being on the Xbox home screen and seeing a promotion for it, but that's about it. But yeah, Last Voyage of the Demeter, this is Universal's second Dracula movie that has come out this year, which it literally didn't even hit me until after I saw it, because Renfield came out earlier this year as well. So we literally have now 2 Dracula movies this year, and no other Universal monster has had more movies made about them than Dracula. Dracula is the king of being on screen. And I actually did enjoy this one. I thought that it was well done. It's slow. Like, you definitely have to stick with it. But if you stick with it, it does pay off. I did very much enjoy it. My review is on my channel right now if you guys want to go and check that out. But I recommended it. I recommended it a view. Dracula looks terrifying in the movie for sure. The effects on him is great. But yeah, I think that this movie was a solid time. So check this one out if you guys do get a chance to. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on within like the horror realm for me this week. Brooke, I saw you come in. What's going on? Maddie said you too cute, cute as fuck. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, part of it is having to understand the words that she presents, right? So, what? That's not a bad thing. That's not bad.
They're almost always coherent.
Yeah. I mean, you're lucky that I did understand it. That's all I gotta say. When you said that it was Sea of Thieves, but yeah. Okay, anyway, let's get into the main topic of tonight, Houston horror film. You guys have questions for us tonight? Ask. Well, we're doing a Q&A as well, so happy to answer any sort of questions and everything like that. Mud, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you for snagging a Blu-ray. Got 20 days left, everybody else for that's trying to snag some perks. We got a lot of exciting stuff on there. But Mud, the support is greatly appreciated. Brooke says, hey, Braden and Des. Hi. You're lucky I'm tipsy.
That's the best time to shop is when you're tipsy.
Exactly. But you want to know what's not so great is when you are sober and you go and look at your bank statement and you're like, oh, what?
Yeah, but then you get to open everything you bought.
Yeah, that is true. That is very, very true. So, Brooke, I went ahead and starred your question. We're going to go ahead and get to that here in a second. First thing that I do want to discuss as we introduce the topic is, Des, what do you think? This was, you're 3 for 3 on this, right? This is the third time that Houston Horror Film Fest has occurred. And it was at the Marriott West Chase in Houston, Texas. And I mean, the hotel venue was great, but in terms of the event, would you say that this was the best year, or would you say like that? Like, how would you kind of describe this event and just your overall enjoyment of it?
Yeah, so this is like you said, the third year, and this is just like the third year. Like I think the convention's done this. I mean, they've had. Oh, I can hear myself talking. Okay, I think I'm good. Anyways, so they've had pop up little conventions here and there before, which I've gone to many of those, and they've always been fun. But as like it goes with like the big conventions, this is definitely the busiest it's been. Last year was pretty crazy. The first year it wasn't nearly as bad. They had it set up in like the main room, like the ballroom, I'm assuming what it is. And then they had it set up in the lobby. And then last year it was all like 4 or 5 rooms, same thing as this year. So it's like slowly getting bigger. And they sold out of hotel rooms this year. I don't think they did last year. So that's just like showing how big it's getting because it's like we have one in Dallas and then there's one in like uh Bastrop, wherever the Texas, it's at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre gas station. So they have like smaller ones here and there, but as far as it goes, like big ones, we have Texas Frightmare and now we have Houston Horror Film Festival. So that's like the closest ones I think in this area. So it's getting crazy. And it sucks because like eventually it's gonna be like Texas Frightmare. We're gonna grow out of the space because we're already like I think reaching that limit and it's only its third year. So that makes me a little nervous because it's already pretty crowded. Like it was pretty packed this year, but it was the same thing as last year. It was packed. So yeah, I'm curious to see how, they continue to like, I don't know. We need like a whole building, not just like, which that's going to be hard to do, but we really do need a lot of space.
Yeah, I will say that I mean I enjoyed the heck out of the event. I thought that this was my first time. I had a chance to go down. Obviously, got to hang out with Des, which was a great time. Got to meet Brett Man from Good Real Hunting, which was also super awesome to go to the after parties and have some drinks and hang out and just kind of like walk around the convention and everything. It was cool to meet, just a variety of different people, filmmakers, and all that stuff. Because Sally did screen at Houston Horror Film Festival on Saturday night, which was just so cool to sit down and watch it with an audience. Because with Haddonfield Nightmare, when we did that, we did a big premiere for it, and that was great. But with Sally, we just dropped it online. And so the only reaction or feedback we had was people messaging you or commenting or something like that. So to see how an audience reacted to Sally, it was great. I thought that was a ton of fun. And all the filmmakers that were in attendance got to go up for a Q&A session and everything. So the audience asked some really, really damn good questions. But it was just a ton of fun to see that. I definitely enjoyed that. But outside of that, I'm going to pull up Brooke's question here. Who was your favorite to meet of the convention? So there was only 2 people that I ended up meeting for this convention. The first one was Lauren Lavera from Terrifier 2. She was so great. Just a great personality, very fun to talk to. And then the other one was Lee Waddell, who played the original Ghostface in Scream. And he was just the Ghostface that was behind the mask, obviously not the one that was in front of the camera, but he was in charge of all the mannerisms and everything. So it was really cool to meet him. And he too is just such a really great guy. Of the 2, I think I had a better conversation with Lauren Lavera than I did with Lee. Lee was great, but Lauren, I actually got a chance to sit down and talk to for about a minute and a half, I'd say. So it was really cool to sit there and talk to her and all that. So I'd say that she was definitely my favorite, but both of them were on my list to meet. I really wanted to. I debated meeting Nick Castle and what the hell is the guy? Tom Atkins from Halloween 3. I couldn't think of his name at first for some reason. I almost said Tommy Lee Wallace, but I'm like, it's the writer and director. Tom Atkins. But I'm going to be meeting both of them at Halloween 45 next month, at the end of next month. So I just didn't see there being a point. But still really, really cool nonetheless. How many gnarly good puns did Brettman throw out there at the film fest? Did you hear Brett throw out any of his puns?
I don't think I did.
I'm pretty sure he threw out a few of them to me, but I don't remember what they were. Mostly because I was drinking a little bit. Brettman, every single time that we were together, we were pretty much grabbing a new drink or something like that. So
Yeah, if he did, I definitely had a drink already. So I don't remember.
oh, I do know that there was a couple of them. That is for sure. I think actually we were sitting at Chili's. We were both enjoying a Jack and Coke. And I think he said something. It was one that had to do with the Bears. Brettman, if you're in the chat, let everybody know what it was. Because I remember because I looked at you and I was like, you motherfucker. No, but yeah, just Brettman's great, just overall to hang out with. So but yeah, great event overall. But to kind of go back to what Des was saying in terms of them outgrowing it, I mean, this hotel was completely sold out. I wasn't even staying on the property. My hotel was off the property. It was like a 5-minute walking distance, but there were people at my hotel that were even there for the horror convention. Like when I was checking in, I was talking to the front desk and I was like, are people here for the convention? And I walked in, I had an Evil Dead Rise shirt on or whatever anyway. And she was like, are you here for that? I was like, yeah. Are other people staying here for that? And she was like, yeah. She's like, most of our rooms are pretty much all that as well. I was like, well, yeah. I mean, it's like one of the next properties over from where it's at. It makes sense. But I was talking to one of the festival directors, Troy Escamilla, who's a fantastic guy. And he was saying that it might move into a bigger venue, but they're hesitant about doing it because they like the hotel piece because people can stay in it and it's convenient.
It's so nice.
But then he was saying like there's a convention center downtown Houston, but he said like then you have to throw in parking and all that stuff. And it becomes a nightmare. It becomes very costly. So I thought the venue was great. The screening room, they definitely could have made a bit bigger. Like I thought it was going to be bigger when you walked in, but also they didn't expect these films to have as long of a line as they did for people to go in and watch them. I mean, it is called Houston Horror Film Fest. The horror convention is just kind of like the underlying thing. But I mean, overall, like the entire event was packed. Like the screening room, Brettman and I sat in for the entire afternoon, essentially. We sat in on one of the short film sessions, and it was great. We had a chance to see some really exceptional work from a lot of outstanding filmmakers to kind of hear from them about what the process was to get their movies made. Because, again, they're kind of like working essentially with the budgets that we have for like our movies. So it was cool to kind of hear their techniques and how they go about crafting a cheap film and telling their story. So a lot of really great people that was there this weekend. Des, did you have a favorite part of the weekend?
Favorite part? Well, I didn't really meet anyone. I get nervous to meet the celebrities just mainly because I don't really like carrying on a conversation or like starting the conversation for me is always like the worst part about meeting a celebrity because I'm always just like, hey, and I don't really know what to say after that because I don't want to fucking like, you know, I don't know. You don't want to come off too strong, but also you don't want to just like not say anything. So I did bring stuff to meet people just in case, and then I just chickened out and I didn't. I think what I'm going to start doing though, instead of like meeting people, I think I'm just going to start doing photo ops because you get to still say hi and you take your picture, but you don't really have to talk to them because that, you know, again, is the worst part for me. So I think I'm going to start doing that instead because there were people I would have liked to take pictures with. Lauren Lavere, she was like the one person I really wanted to, but I got really nervous, so I didn't. So if she comes back, I would at least like to get a photo op. Her, and I wanted to get one with Felissa Rose as well. I want to do a bloody photo op because some people do them, like Daniel Harris usually does, Felissa Rose does. So I'm going to get like bloody photo ops, I think, next time. So yeah, but I got to meet Brett. I got to meet one of my friends from Twitter that I did not know was going to be there. Her name is Brianna. I was so surprised because Maddie and I were. Oh, I went with my best friend Maddie. She came with me. So her and I were just walking around looking at like little vendors, and I look up and I see Bree walk by me. We both like made eye contact, and it like we both realized who like each other were. So I got to see her, which was really cool. Got to see Brett. I got to see some other people I know from like Facebook and Instagram that I usually get to see at the convention. So I like meeting up with them. There's a few people I didn't get to see that I know that I've made friends with, which sucked, especially Kat. I was looking for her, but I could not find Kat. Turns out she was in a whole other room. I know Brett was talking about an extra room. I still never found that room. That's where I think she was, which sucks. But yeah, my favorite part was just meeting the people and looking at the vendors. I love looking at what people make and sell and stuff like that. That's really my favorite part is the vendors. It's not so much meeting the celebrity because that just makes me anxious. But buying earrings at a convention, I'm wearing a pair right now. Yeah, this is my favorite part.
Yeah, the vendors, they had some really good vendors there this for this event. This was only my second convention as well. The first one Destiny also went to with me was in July out in Arizona. We did the Mad Monster Party, which was a ton of fun as well. That too was hosted at a hotel out here, and that's where we got a chance to see Dylan's New Nightmare, which again, my review for that movie is on my channel now. That's not out yet. That should be out in the near future. I know they were aiming for end of August. That's what they were saying at the convention. Whether or not that's going to happen now, I don't know. But yeah, that was a very fun time to just kind of like meet and have some conversations with people there as well. I met a few people locally that recognized us. So, they came up and said hi. And that was like, I think the first time I'd ever had that happen. So I didn't really know what to say.
Yeah, I just walked away.
What's that?
I walked away.
You walked away. You were like,
that's your business.
So note to self, if any of you see us in person and you come up to us, I will likely be the one that has to stay and talk on both of our behalf.
Yeah, and again, it's just because like conversations make me so nervous. And I hate that it does that, but my instinct is just to like remove myself completely from the situation because like my body just like shuts down. Especially if I'm caught off guard. Like when people like approach me at the convention, I'm like, it takes me a second. I'm like, hi. And I just have to act normal. But deep down, I'm freaking out just because,
I just think that one threw me so off guard because it was like we were walking and it was just like, hey, I was like, oh my God. So, yeah, but I still enjoy talking to people. So if you do see me or Des at a convention or somewhere, come up and say hello. For Destiny, as long as it's a hi and bye, I think she'll be fine. No, no, it's just don't be like, hey,
don't scare me.
Don't.
I will scream. I will.
That you will. That you absolutely will for a fact. So,
Yeah.
What do we got here? Brettman was saying, so this is Charlie the Canceled Skeleton is one of the films that we saw this weekend. I don't know if this movie is online. It's 9 minutes long. And let me tell you, it is one of the most disturbing, funny horror movies I have ever seen in my life. I mean, I was talking to Troy about the screenings and everything like that, and he was like, "Oh, Charlie the Canceled Skeleton is a good one. You want to see that?" And I was like, "Okay, sounds good." So I sat down, and as soon as the lights came on, Troy and I made eye contact, and it was just like I was like, "What the fuck?" And the filmmaker was there. I don't remember his name, but I wonder if you look up Charlie the Canceled Skeleton on IMDb, I'm wondering if it comes up. But the filmmaker was there. One of the most demented, twisted ideas I've ever seen. I mean, Destiny had gone to do something while Brett and I went into the theater to watch it. But I mean, I really would have liked to see your reaction to it, Des, because it is something, honestly. Like,
I am upset I missed that, honestly. I
like
remember when
I
was young,
texted
I
her
think I was just in the
immediately.
fucking room.
What's that?
I think I was just in the room too, and I missed those experiences.
Oh my God. It was basically like two back to back. There was that one, and then there was another one that was just, it was the satire one with the white people, and
Oh,
they had the
yeah.
black neighbors, and they were making it, it was just, very satirical. But yeah, both of those back to back, I was like, what the hell is happening right now? I was like, am I at the right festival? Am I at the right film fest? Is that what's going on? But yeah, Charlie the Canceled Skeleton, if you guys look it up and it's available anywhere, watch it and then message me and tell me how I have ruined your life for the recommendation. Because if I have to see it, everyone else has to see it. That's a rule. Brett Man, thank you so much for the super chat. Des hides from me when we first met and told me to go away. She was better later. Braden, you're the man. It was an honor to meet you both. It's okay.
Let me clear that up before any. Wait, are you gonna roll a clip? If you're gonna do it, let's get it over with.
Yep.
Hand it over. I want that money.
What?
Anyways, first of all, we got at the hotel at 4 p.m. I'm checking in. Maddie's peeing, okay? I'm literally waiting in line. Brett is right here. I had just got out of a car that I've been sweating in, and we almost got fucking hit. But we almost got literally fucking hit by an 18-wheeler. So I just got out of the car. I was not ready. I mean, physically, whatsoever, not ready. We were not dressed up. We did not have hair, makeup, nothing done because we were getting ready at the hotel. And so, yeah, I did. I covered myself and I said, I'm not ready and I will talk to you later. And that's exactly what I did. And also, I warned Brett that I was not going to react well because I don't. I shut the door on him. So, listen. It's nerve-wracking seeing people that you only know from the internet in person. No matter who it is, it will always be weird. So, and I don't handle situations like that well, so I get scared.
No, you do not at all. But man, we just got a big super chat. We got $20 from Mud. Thank you so much. Alcohol kicking in. Put this toward the go if you can. Mud, you better get off here, man. If you're going to be doing this, I don't want to get a message from you.
Someone take his card away.
So someone take it away. But you know what? For the $20, we're going to go ahead. This is actually, since it is $20, this one's a perfect one for it. But we're going to do 2 clips, okay?
Uh-huh. Oh, $20. I wanted a peanut. $20 can buy many peanuts.
I love that clip so much. I was waiting for the first $20 super chat to use that one. So, and of course, a favorite one. We're going to do the Family Guy one.
Where's my money? Where's my money? Yeah, you got money to pay for fake mustaches, huh?
Dude, that clip literally just, it kills me every single time. So I freaking love that. Misael loved that one a lot too when he was on here.
Look, pull up Brett's comment. She did warn me.
Where is that at? There it is.
Yeah. Thank you. I did warn you.
Yep. I was telling Brett, I did find it hilarious. So Brett got there. Now, Brett, correct me on your times if I'm wrong, but you got there somewhere around like noon-ish, I think.
Yeah, he was the first one there.
You were there like all day. And I do find it hysterical that, yeah, I didn't get in until like 9 o'clock that night, and I still met you before. Like I expected to get there and you guys already be hanging out. But yeah, I think that did you just make your like little face there because another $20 super chat just
Yes.
someone take his card away. No, but yeah, I find it hysterical that I met Brett. Like I was already hanging out with him with a beer before I even saw you for the first time that night. Like you were walking through the crowd at the party, and
No, I saw y'all and I ducked.
you were like,
I hid right there. I did. I hid for a second.
We gotta get some more fake mustaches. So where's my money clip again? Okay, so we're gonna do the $20 one again, and then we'll do the where's my money again.
Uh-huh. Oh, $20. I wanted a peanut. $20 can buy many peanuts.
Thank you, Mud, for the super chat again. Play the where's my money clip again. Yes, sir, you got it.
Where's my money? Where's my money? Yeah, you got money to pay for fake mustaches, huh?
Oh God, I love the clips that we have come up with. Honestly, I got to give you credit though for the Bob's Burgers ones. Bob's Burgers ones are definitely, you know what? Just for the hell of it.
First, you gotta make some money for mommy. Okay, baby?
Oh gosh, what a fun time. But seriously, Mud, Brett, man, thank you guys so much. That is absolutely awesome. I hope that some of you guys got some good laughs out of that. But anyway, kind of reverting back to the event. Yeah, Des, you didn't get a chance to watch any of the films, did you? Sorry, you watched Sally.
I watched a little bit of it. Yes, I did. I
watched a little bit of it.
Listen. Okay, once again, we all know I do not handle my alcohol very well, but I especially don't handle it well if I have not eaten pretty much all day. I had one drink while getting ready, and I threw up the entire... I wasn't scared, and I wasn't sacred, first of all. I wasn't sacred, nor was I scared.
She wasn't sacred.
I was throwing up in the bathroom, okay? But I cheered from the outside before I seemed like a terrible person over here. I was cheering from the outside. Anytime they clapped, I was in that chair hunched over clapping with them. Right here. And guess what? I got my shit together and I went upstairs and I brushed my teeth and I came back down and I had another drink. Like nothing happened.
She rallied hard.
And really I danced.
Did. And danced. She really did. So got to give her credit for the rallying and everything. Mud, before you throw in anything else, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do both of the clips that we have just for you. You've already done a great job here tonight with that. So thank you.
But first, you gotta make some money for mommy. Okay, baby? Hand it over. I want that money!
What? Absolutely love both of those clips. Let's see here. Ew, you threw up. Come on, Zarabeth.
Look, I can throw up almost at any given point. So me drinking and throwing up is nothing new.
Yeah, you definitely did. Was this the first time y'all met in person? No, it was not. Nope. Third time. Is there an echo in here? I feel like I just echoed off of you. Sorry.
I didn't hear it.
Huh?
I didn't hear it.
No, it's because you said third time and I said third time. So it was like I was your echo. I
thought you meant like a literal echo. I was like, no, you're good.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so that's third time, but it was both of our first time meeting Brettman in person. So
it was, yes.
Yeah. That is it. Mud says, you think I'm not going to send more money because you played it for free, Buster? Precisely, actually. Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Let's see here. Honestly, I almost, on my first beer, Honestly, I almost on my first beer because I was nervous hanging with legends. After that, they all went down smoothly.
He almost threw up.
Oh, almost threw up. There you go. Okay. He saw me stutter there for a second. I was like, wait, am I reading something wrong? So
No, you always have to have at least one drink to walk into these, smoothly, I think.
yeah.
Yeah,
Galford's
that
dog,
first
what's
night
up?
was not drunk walking in. Could have done
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I didn't do any sort of pre-gaming like I wanted to on the flight, but I also flew American. I'm not a big fan of American Airlines, so, I didn't want to give them any more of my money. The reason that I did that night is because they were the cheapest possible option to get there. Oh, okay. Here's what I'll say about the convention. Let me tell you, I almost didn't go Friday night. I almost didn't go. Work was already a shitty day on Friday. And then I just had the worst luck. Like, we had an event on Friday, and I was walking back to my office because I left my keys and wallet and everything in there, and they locked my building. I didn't realize that the building was going to be locked, so I couldn't freaking get in. So I was trying to call facilities management, all that stuff. Luckily, I called my boss, and she had a key to get in. She came over and helped me, and then I got that. I hustled home. Then on the way to the airport, my mom and I got stuck in traffic. My mom drove me to the airport. We got stuck in traffic after one of the exits that we were supposed to get off of was closed. I had a flight in literally 45 fucking minutes, and I was texting Destiny. I was like, I'm not going to fucking come. If I miss this flight, I'm not coming. The next available flight was not going to be until 5 a.m. the next day, and I wasn't going to get in until noon. I was going to be here for less than 48 hours in general. It was just turning into an absolute nightmare. A nightmare. And I was just so over it. I was just going to go home and get in bed and just shut my phone off for the weekend.
That's probably best.
Huh?
That was probably best. You're shutting yours off. I'm throwing mine away.
Yeah, I wish y'all would have seen Destiny's her reaction to me saying I'm not coming if I miss this flight.
It was not very good.
She was like, wow, are you serious? I was like, yes, I'm serious. I'm going to miss a whole flight?
Yeah. Luckily that didn't happen because that would have not been very well for anyone, I think.
Yeah. We probably wouldn't be doing Fear Freaks tonight. That's probably for sure. So.
No.
For your information, my revenue stream currently generates $2 million a year in charitable contributions for my community.
Hot damn.
Hot damn. It's been a while.
I knew you were going to play that one.
Been a while since we've done that one, and that one is my favorite one. I freaking love that one. So
I knew it was going to come up.
Yep. A Haddonfield nightmare, Braden. I'll see myself out. Door shuts. That's it. Yes, it was a Haddonfield nightmare for a fact. It was.
So all that's happening, and then I was still texting Brett because this is in the middle of us getting ready. And so I'm in the middle of trying to get ready, and you're sending me those messages, and I was like, it's like, oh my God, I'm just gonna have to put everything down for a second. And then I'm trying to tell Brett, we're still getting ready, but I'm also trying not to fucking freak out and be like, he's not coming. So that's also why I could not meet Brett while we were getting ready, because we kept having to push it off. Because I was like, if I go down there and if he mentions anything about Braden, I'm going to freak out. He's going to be like, he's not fucking coming. But luckily, that did not happen.
I did not text Destiny again until I literally made it through security and was able to hustle my ass to the gate. I had a crying kid in front of me. I almost decked him in the fucking face. I literally was not having it. He was making eye contact with me too. It was like when I'm going to fucking, keep crying. And so my mom has to put me down and take care of me and slow you down. So, cause this family jumped right in front of me on the freaking, when I was getting into the TSA line. And it was like, he looks me dead in the face. And if I can just mimic what he was saying, he was looking at me. He was like, yeah, I'm going to slow you down. And just basically swearing at me saying, fuck you. And I literally wound up Get out of my
That
way.
is way too angry.
I was very upset. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was looking at the kid. I was probably the reason he was crying because after they got in front of
Probably,
me,
like, this man looks scary.
after they got in front of me, my face just Michael Myers blank. I was just not even had no smile, no like none of that shit. It was just a
None of
straight.
that.
It was just a straight. That's it. I literally was not having it. Rosie, I really wanted some tequila for a fact, but that's awesome that it makes you dance on the tables.
On the tables, all right.
On the tables. So Rosie, you can come out and party with us anytime. That's a great
As long
vibe.
as you promise to get on that table and dance.
Braden, good with kids. No.
No.
No. I mean, I'm pretty all right with kids. Like, I mean, I can watch kids. I've been a camp counselor before. I've taught.
I thought you were gonna say I've been a kid.
I've been a kid before.
I've been a kid, so there's that too.
Yeah, I've been a kid. Haven't we all though? Unless some of you are aging backwards and you guys haven't hit childhood yet. I've thought about that. That's been like a random thought in my life. Is what if you've aged backwards?
I'm
not even drunk. I've had zero to drink. I debated it because today was a long day, but I debated it. But I'm saving that for Freddy versus Jason on Friday, so that'll be the big payoff. Okay, I'll stop that. We're gonna cut that conversation. Right, we don't need another Gushers conversation. Okay. But no, I will say I am pretty good with kids. I've taught 5th grade before. I've been a camp counselor while I was in college. And I've also been a camp counselor and hid it from people to keep them out of a certain.
Oh
camp.
my god.
Referring to my special boy.
Yeah, I think we got it, buddy.
I'm glad that hey, there might be people here that didn't get it. So
my bad.
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
I too went to Toys R Us.
I too went to Toys R Us. I very much enjoyed that place.
Do you remember Limited 2?
No.
Do you remember Looby Loos?
No.
Okay. Maybe some of the girls will remember.
Maybe.
Anyways, let me just tell you the rundown really quick of Looby Loos, because this place was Aaron. Look.
There's Aaron. I pulled up his comment as soon as I saw him. Aaron, since you're here, I want to. If you go to the opening of the stream, I pre-said hello to you because I always forget to say hi to you, and I've noticed that. So, I just pre-said hello to you. So, but now you're here. Welcome. We're glad to have you in here.
Are y'all seeing this? This was the dream as a kid. I went there for my birthday, and they give you makeovers, and they do your hair, and you can do like specific pop stars. So like Britney Spears was really big at the time, and you had costumes, and you had a microphone piece if you're like Britney Spears, like dancing. The shit. Anyways, we can move on. But I'm just saying, if you've never got to experience that, you're missing out because it's obviously not around anymore. But that was one of my favorite. Libby Loos.
Yeah, I thought that she said Looby Loobs as well.
I did at first, but it's Libby Loos.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wish it was still around because I would go.
Well. All right. Brettman with the question. The celebrity you both want to see the most and which YouTube friend you both want to meet next?
Celebrity want to meet the most. That's tough because I've already met Joseph Quinn. So, or else he would be on my list. Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and throw a director out there. I'm going to say Christopher Nolan because I just feel like I want to sit down. I don't even want to talk to him. I just want to listen to him speak to me. I just want to like ask. I want to have the question, and I just want to listen to him give the most elaborate answer. And I know I wouldn't get bored. I'd probably be just as entertained as I would be watching one of his movies, honestly, just listening to him talk. Like, I think, Des, how many Oppenheimer videos did I send you of him just talking about it, like in the interviews? So, I mean, he's just like, he's so knowledgeable and he just knows his shit. And he can make the most complex thing just sound like the most like basic answer. And that's what I love about it. Like, so I would just literally sit down and listen to him talk. But I will say the one that I'm most excited to meet this year is Nick Castle. Obviously, Michael Myers is a big piece of my life. It's kind of like what got me around talking on YouTube, and obviously with Haddonfield Nightmare being made and everything. Like, it's just it's going to be a really great honor to have a chance to sit down and meet him and hopefully have a little bit of a conversation with him at Halloween 45. But yeah, he's definitely one that I'm looking forward to meeting. Des, what about YouTube friends?
I would have to say Mia, but I would say that goes beyond like YouTube friend. She's like one of my favorite people. But the next person I want to meet is Mia.
Mia?
Yeah. What about you?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with probably Brad. Got to meet the counterpart of Goodreel, so got to go with Bradley Heath, which will be sometime next year. So,
well, hopefully we can knock it all out at once because we're all supposed to hopefully be going to Halloween Horror Nights next year.
Yep.
With Brad and Brett, and we'll see Mia, and we'll also see my other friend Sam. So that's going to be very exciting. I'm very excited for that. Everyone should just go, I think. We're all going to be there. Everyone go. Not you, Chad. It was a different Chad. Surprisingly, not you this time.
Different Chad. Hi, Chad. Hi, Chad Collins. I see you in here. Welcome in. Glad to have you in here.
Oh, Jennifer, and I want to meet Chad, actually. I do want to meet Chad.
Chad's all right. He's all right. I've met him.
You've met him like 7,000 times.
Met him a couple times, you know. Braden and Destiny, what famous person / celebrity who's no longer with us would you like to have met?
Oh. I really wish I could have gotten to meet Sid Haig. That's someone I really wish I could have met. Yeah, that's the first one that comes to mind. Deborah Hill. Actually, Deborah Hill would have been really cool because, I mean, she has a lot to do with the franchise as well as John Carpenter. So it would have been cool to meet her, too.
Yeah. I agree.
What about you?
I mean, I think that for horror, Deborah Hill, Wes Craven is definitely a really great answer.
Wes Craven.
Yeah, great answer. But the first person that comes to mind is Stanley. Stanley is my celebrity and famous person that I really wish that I would have met. I was actually hoping to get out to Comic-Con like a year after he passed away, but I didn't. But yeah, had he have been there, I would have probably gone for a fact. But yeah, I definitely wanted to meet Stanley because of just like all of the great stuff that he's done with, you know, Marvel and been a part of a lot of people's lives. And man, that was actually one of the bigger celebrity deaths for me, is that I remember getting that news and I was just like literally heartbroken. Like I was like, oh my God. So, and obviously like you, Destiny, having just gone through Marvel yourself, Like you see him in every single movie. And then it's like, you know where that cutoff is, because when a certain movie is released, it's like, yeah. So
Yeah. And then we get to his last one. And I was crying like a baby. And I'll cry again. Also, Mud took my other answer because I was kind of staying in the horror realm. But outside of horror, I would say Brittany Murphy. I love Brittany Murphy. Clueless is one of my favorite movies. She's so good in that. And I just watched Uptown Girls last year for the first time, which is like a movie I would have definitely loved whenever I was younger. And it has a really young Dakota Fanning, and she reminds me so much of myself in that movie. But that movie was really good. But Brittany Murphy, she just seemed like such a treasure. Like every video I've seen her in, she's just so full of like life, and she just has like something about her. And like her death is so just like wishy-washy, and it's so weird, and it could have been like avoidable, and that's what's so unfortunate about like a lot of these deaths, especially like some like child celebrities that die. It's just like it could have been avoidable, so it really sucks. But Brittany Murphy, I would have loved to meet her. Spun, I am not. What is that? I'm gonna look it up.
I'm curious too. I'm gonna look it up too. Spun.
It's a drama / crime from 2002. I have not seen this. Oh, it does have Brittany Murphy. Awesome. Oh, and it has oh, hello. This guy that's from, I know him from The Happening, but he was also in Violent Night. This guy?
Oh yeah, he's also in the John Wick movies.
Yeah, him. Interesting. I'll have to watch that. Thank you. Oh, Debbie Reynolds, Janet Leigh, great ones. Oh yeah, Cherry Falls. I made Braden watch that for one of our episodes.
It did.
It was an interesting movie. It was pretty good. Some of it was a little weird, but overall I liked it.
Yeah, Cherry Falls was pretty solid.
Yeah, there's just some weird I don't know, some weird vibes. I mean, I don't want to spoil it in case you haven't seen it. Just weird vibes from some characters.
Yeah. I mean, look, kind of jumping back to this, Spun does seem pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie, but
Haven't even heard of it.
I mean, I hadn't either until literally just now. So I was looking it up, and I'm like, that actually doesn't seem bad. It actually seems kind of good. But yeah, looking at everything here. Des, do you have anything else that you want to say about Houston Horror Film Fest before we kind of start bringing this to a close for the night?
It's still my favorite convention that I've been to so far, and it's one that I will always, go back to given the chance. It's really the main one that I go to because I've only been, like you said, the Mad Monster one, which was great. It was really good and pretty similar to Houston. And there was actually a vendor that was in Arizona that was also at this one because I recognize his card because it has Damian Leone and it also has David on it on his like business card. And he had like those little figures, but they were also out in Arizona. So it was cool to see them there. But that, and I've been to like the Dallas Fan Expo, but this one is just so well ran, even though it is crazy and it's packed, but everything's organized very well. Like it's so easy to get to the way it's all set up. Besides one room that I could not find, everything else was like right there for you basically. And it's like spread out throughout the entire bottom of the hotel, which is cool. But yeah, my favorite convention. I love it. And I love the people that work there. They're always so nice. So yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say, for the first time I've been to Houston Horror Film Fest, great event. I highly recommend checking it out. Definitely gonna jump on the hotel earlier next year. That's for sure. But yeah, I thought that it was a ton of fun. I would recommend it to anybody. Seriously, they do select some really stellar films. So go in, watch some of the screenings. I was really happy to see that turnout, because the screenings for these indie filmmakers can go so underlooked because of everything else that's going on, even though it is called Houston Horror Film Fest, as I was saying in the beginning. But it just literally put the biggest smile on my face to realize that, oh my God, people are sitting in here watching these films that people put the time and effort into making. And it was just a really cool communal experience. Not even only for Sally to see that with people, but to see other filmmakers, like, you know, get their films viewed. And, you know, Brett and I, like I said, sat in on an entire shorts block. Like, there was like 7 or 8 shorts that we got a chance to sit down and watch. And each of them had like their own flavor of horror to it. The last one is definitely the most horror like, I'd say. I actually did lean over to Brettman at one point, and I was like, is it me, or have most of these been like horror comedies? And he was like, no, they've definitely been like horror comedies, different like sorts of thing. And the last one came up, and I freaking jumped at the end. Like, I was like, holy shit. It was a really well done movie, and the effects were done really well also. So yeah, I was glad to see all of the different versions of horror that they presented at this fest. So yeah, just really, really cool overall. Got to meet again some really awesome people. The venue was beautiful. The after parties were fun. Yeah, that's about it. The only complaint I have for the whole weekend is some of the servicey areas could have been better. Had nothing to do with the convention, but some of the service stuff could have been a bit better. But that is about it. Everything else was fantastic. So let's see here. Question for Des. Are you interested in the Hunger Games prequel movie coming this year, despite the controversies happening with the main lead, Rachel Ziegler?
Well, I think if either of us two is going to be excited, he's probably one that's way more excited than I am about it, actually. And also, I have no idea what's going on with her, so I guess I'll have to look that up, because I'm not familiar.
I'll say right now, yeah, I don't know what's going on with her, but as of right now, I'm excited. I plan on reading the book, but I'm finishing Jaws right now. That's my current read, because I got to give this back to Destiny because she let me borrow it. So, but yeah, my next read is actually the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I don't know why I thought it was called Ballad, but the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is my next read. I plan on getting that done before the movie comes out. Dude, the movie has an incredibly long runtime right now. It's clocking in at 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm like, holy shit. This is for the prequel. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm hopefully the lead actress isn't doing anything stupid to demote my excitement or anything. But okay, let's see here. Apparently, Days of the Dead will be held in the same hotel just next month. Not sure if that one is bigger or smaller than Houston Horror Film Fest. Well, I'll tell you, the Houston Horror Film Fest was big. So I don't know. I guess if every room is booked, then you'll know if it's going to be the exact same level of it or not. But
yeah, I did see that, and I didn't know that until Brett showed me that was going to be there, which I don't think I'm going to be able to go to that, because I had no idea about that until the weekend, or till this weekend. I was like, oh shit. And the freaking people they have coming is crazy. They have Derek Mears, Kane Hodder, Alyssa Sutherland. They have so many people. I was just like, oh, that's cool. Didn't know that was happening. So
you're like, what in the world?
Yeah, literally, I was like, where the fuck did this come from? But that's cool, because I've never seen them there. So that'll be exciting to get like another one.
Me and my friend Vanessa were just talking about this. How do you guys feel about them remaking both The Crow and The Lost Boys? I'm honestly hurt.
I have not seen The Crow, but I am watching that this October, because I'm saving it for October. With The Lost Boys, I remember when they announced something like that, And I haven't seen anything since, so I'm curious to see like what's going on. But I love the Lost Boys. But like with me, when it comes to remakes, like I don't really, unless it's Jaws. That's like the only movie where I'm like, no. But everything else, I just don't really, if they want to remake it, whatever. I don't have to watch it if I don't want to, you know?
If they want to remake it, it just has to serve its purpose. It has to justify its existence. It doesn't, that's all. So that's all I hope that these movies do. The Crow is definitely one that I'm just kind of like a why are you remaking it type of thing, because I do love the original one so damn much. But yeah, we'll see. See what happens.
I feel like with The Crow, maybe just, I mean, I know there's sequels and stuff like that, but I don't know. Maybe like, I don't want to say like, oh, again, maybe a little bit. Maybe just like out of respect, you know?
Yeah. What is people talking about Peter Dinklage with? He's gonna be in what?
Is it the Toxic Avengers remake or the Toxic Avenger remake?
Okay, so Kevin Bacon's gonna be in it. Oh
Yeah.
shit, Peter Dinklage is gonna be in it, dude. I love Peter Dinklage. I mean, I loved him before Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones really justified me for loving him as Tyrion Lannister. Any Game of Thrones fans in the chat? I know Destiny's not a fan of Game of Thrones. Brettman, I know, is not a fan of Game of Thrones. Anybody Game of Thrones fans here in the chat that loves Tyrion Lannister as much as I do? I used to have a shirt that said "I drink and I know things" on it, which is what he says. But yeah,
no,
I'm not seeing anyone. I'm not seeing anyone come through here.
Oh, Ashton says, "I love Game of Thrones."
I loved Game of Thrones for the first 6 seasons. Same. I actually do like season 7. I think season 7 gets a lot of hate. I like season 7. Season 8, get fucked. I am loving House of the Dragon right now, though. House of the Dragon had a great first season. I can't wait for the season 2 next year. So, yeah. Lee is a producer on the Crow fan film. It's called Days of Sodom, which is being done by Wet Paint Pictures, the same team that did Voorhees. So if you guys liked Voorhees, maybe you guys are going to end up liking Days of Sodom. But Cody Falk and his team is doing the Crow fan film. So, yeah, that's what's up and coming with that. So, season 8 sucked. Yeah, House of the Dragon was really good. Love Tyrion. Did I spell it right? It's T-Y. Tyrion. She asked.
I love when Joseph Quinn was in it.
Literally for a scene.
And that's all I need to watch.
Literally for a scene. So.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I will attest to this. Breaking Bad is, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Breaking Bad is the greatest television drama of all time to this date. I've not seen anything as good as Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul is close because Better Call Saul, and again, I don't like when people call this a prequel because Better Call Saul is literally, it has justified itself as its own drama. But Better Call Saul is essentially on the same level as Breaking Bad. If you guys are Breaking Bad fans and you haven't watched Better Call Saul, watch it. It's like 6 additional seasons with Breaking Bad, and it's so good. So, we're going to watch that eventually. What did I think of the Game of Thrones finale? I hated it. I couldn't stand it. I was watching it, and I was genuinely sitting there just sinking into the couch lower and lower and lower. I loved the first 2 episodes of season 8. And then episode 3 happened, and I was just like, oh, fuck. And then episodes 4, 5, and 6 happened, and I about wanted to drink just to forget all of it. Like, I was like, what did you do to my Game of Thrones? Let me tell you right now, if Game of Thrones stuck the landing, it would have been the best television series, period. But it dicked the landing, and therefore, therefore it's not. So,
Mud, was he in it longer than Overlord? I think so. To be fair, he has like 3 lines in Overlord, but the scene plays out a little bit longer, you know? But he does not last long in Overlord, unfortunately.
hopefully Stranger Things has a good final season. Yeah, you ain't lying. This whole writer's strike and the whole delay and everything is really making me nervous. I mean, I'm not saying, I mean, in a way, it kind of allows them to write their own ideas down in their notebooks and everything, since they can't formally write or get paid to work and write. So, yeah, I mean, I do hope that the finale of Stranger Things is good. I also hope that, I mean, that's ending with season 5. You is ending with season 5. Lots of shows are coming to an end here, and we're gonna need some new stuff. So, yeah, I hope so. The kids from Stranger Things are gonna be old by the time the final season comes out. They're literally aging insanely fast. I'm just so curious to see how they look in the final season. I'm not gonna lie. So, I mean, dude, Millie Bobby Brown's literally gonna be fucking married by the time season 5 comes out. Like,
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, but I really hope it's good. I mean, it's one of my favorite shows. And it was my favorite thing that I watched last year was Stranger Things season 4. So I really hope they land it, because I love volume 1 of season 4. Thought it was fantastic. Volume 2, and it's not just because certain things happen with characters. It was just like weird the way, I don't know. I feel like the ending, even though the episodes are so long, I still feel like the ending was rushed. And it did not need to be rushed when volume 2 was 4.5 hours. They had plenty of time to make it, not end the way it did, but it still did. And like, we could have cut episode 7, or we could have shaved it down, It didn't all have to be about Papa. I'm so over him. But yeah. So hopefully the 5th season ties it all together. And I would like to see a certain character return, but I've kind of lost my faith in that. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Manuel's saying that the worst thing about the strike is they canceled the Halloween reunion panel they had planned for Houston Horror Film Fest. I didn't even know that was a thing, honestly. Blu-ray says favorite Stranger Things season. Well, Destiny just said that hers is season 4. So
It is.
Which is actually hilarious, because we do definitely have footage on Fear Freak somewhere of her saying, I just don't think it looks that great. I need to find that episode, honestly. Like, we need to put it in 4K and play it. No.
Yeah, I didn't think it, 'cause I don't know. It's because like we waited so long for season 4 to come out because of COVID and everything. And so like my excitement kept like dwindling as we got like further and further, because I remember it was supposed to come out December 2020. I remember being so excited, and I remember they released that tiny clip, which I wish they wouldn't have even released, because it showed, I mean, spoiler alert, I guess if you haven't seen up to season 3, but it showed that Hopper was still alive, which I love seeing that he was, don't get me wrong, but could you imagine if they would have saved that for the episode? Oh my God. I would have, because I was watching it on my phone at the time, I would have chunked my phone because I would have been so excited. But they gave us something to, be like, hey, this is still coming out. So we waited so long that I was just like, I don't know, I'm not that excited. And the trailer came out, and I was like, I don't know. Then I watched it. Oh my God. Completely took over my life. And yeah, mainly because of Eddie Munson. but I loved it. It was so like my TikTok feed during that time. There's certain songs that I'll listen to, and it just takes me back just to seeing any TikToks everywhere. Yeah, really good time.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I love season 4. I think that it's the best season. I loved all of the horror references that we got specifically in season 4. I thought that it was absolutely great. The Silence of the Lambs episode was fucking damn near perfect. Like, I mean, you just watched Silence of the Lambs this week. And now thinking back to that episode, like where they did that whole thing and Robert Englund was that guy. Like, I mean, it's fantastic. So, yeah, I'm excited to see the Stranger Things 4 house at Halloween Horror Nights this year to see like what scenes they bring out for this. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited to see it. But I mean, I love season 1. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, really, I like every season. It's just season 2 really docks points because of that one episode that is like where fucking 11 goes to Chicago and she's with that group, and it's just I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just like, I do not care about this. Can we please get back to the main story? Like,
that episode was bad. Like, also my thing with the second season, which I've seen season 1 twice. Well, like 2.5 times. I've seen like the first half 3 times. And then season 2, I started and had to go back and restart. But I've only seen 2 and 3 once each. Season 4, I've seen multiple times, especially the first episode. But season 2, I mean, it's really just almost the first one, which, I mean, yeah, it's the same show. But it like the ending is almost the same as the first one, just on like a bigger scale, you know? But like season 3, that's not how it ends. It's like so much even crazier. And the same thing with like season 4. But because like with season 2, it's the mind flare, which to me, like, I don't know. I don't find the mind flare to be like as effective, surprisingly, even though it looks scary. Just a story with the mind flare, like, I don't know. But it does have a Halloween episode. And we get to see Max dressed up as Michael Myers, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And the Ghostbusters, they all look so adorable. So I do really like the Halloween episode, and I like the fall vibes. It's like a really good season to watch during like September or October because of that.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Again, each of the seasons are great. But I don't know, these last 2, I loved the 80s thing that they did with season 3. And it's so good. I mean, and they had the Terminator, the invasion of the Body Snatchers, all these different like things that they're able to throw in to tell the story, and the whole summer vibe, how it literally came out. Season 3 came out in the middle of the summer on the 4th of July, and I mean, again, that was the season that I woke up the earliest to watch Stranger Things. We were all up, me, my dad, my sister. We were all up at 2 a.m. We made coffee. We sat down. We watched the first 2 episodes, and we were done with it by the end of the next day. Like, we literally, like, my sister had some sort of class or something, and my dad made breakfast for us that morning. And we were just thinking about it. We were talking about it. We were looking at the TV, we were like, let's not do it. But he's like, no, let's do it. We'll catch Maggie up. So that's what we did. We watched a few episodes. She came home. She was pissed off at us that we continued to watch it without. You know Maggie. You know how Maggie is. So
to be fair, I would be pissed too.
But yeah, so we went back. We watched it with her. So I technically watched some episodes twice that day. But yeah, and we still ended up doing it that night. So yeah, it was great.
That was my experience, but I didn't do that for when it came out, like the first part, because I didn't watch it till that Sunday after it was like released on that Friday, because the Stranger Things Instagram started to post things, and I was like, fuck, I don't want anything spoiled for me. So I was like, I might as well just like watch it. I'm going to anyways. But volume 2, I woke up at 2 a.m. to watch, and then cried my eyes out, and then had to get ready and go to work. And me and my friend Diana, we both had to work that morning, and we walked in, and we looked rough. I looked bad because my eyes were swollen, and my face was puffy and red. They're like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm not. I experienced some losses this morning, and they hurt."
Well, Des, keep talking real quick. I gotta do something really quickly.
Oh God. Okay. Hello. Can't believe it came out 7 years ago. That makes me feel old because it came out in 2016. I graduated in 2017. So I remember my friends talking about it my senior year. Better Call Saul, haven't seen it. House of the Dragon, haven't seen it. Stranger Things 4, yeah. 80s nostalgia, yeah, strong. And I know a lot of, a lot of people are so tired of it, but I'm not. Like, I love it. I didn't grow up in the 80s, and I know it's not the same, like, authentic feel because nothing will ever be the 80s, but I just love reliving that little part. Early 2000s, I love the 2000s. Evidence she was sad. I was literally, Brett does have voice memos and me bawling my eyes out. We all know how, I know, right? I'm sitting there saying I can't carry on a conversation. He said, keep talking. Hi, how is everyone? Usually we're not even streaming at this point. I'm a little tired. The 80s are overrated. I disagree. I wish I was alive in the 80s. Yeah, I do too. That is like, it's the one like time period. I'm just like, fuck. No, I do love the 90s though. And I was born in 98. So I got like to the 2000s. Hello.
What up?
Hello.
What are we chatting about?
The 80s and the 90s.
Let's see here. Oh, this is the comment I wanted to just comment on really quickly. No, I agree to this statement wholeheartedly that these are the three best shows of last year. So I enjoyed each of them greatly, and I'm so glad that I can say each of these were so good because we had Better Call Saul the final season last year. We had House of the Dragon the first season after that dog shit that was season 8 of Game of Thrones. So, and then we had Stranger Things season 4, which obviously is still going strong, or was still going strong. And yeah, like I'm so glad to know that it was as good as it was. So.
Also, Gavin, yes, I do remember. Said, remember when I made you assist me through drunkenness? Good times. I do remember that.
What?
Nothing.
What happened?
Nothing.
There it is. Lil Nut Hair. We got Lil Nut Hair in here.
That really got me. I
thought someone said something that was like.
Anyways,
on that note, we've been streaming here for an hour and 23 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Des, what do you have coming up this week? What's going on?
we have Back from the Dead, I believe, is this weekend. It is this weekend. I'm going to be confident with my answer. So that will be Sunday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, and our Freddy versus Jason drink along Friday night.
Yep.
To be fair, that was like just made up.
It was added yesterday when we found out that it was the 20th anniversary of Freddy versus Jason. Super excited about that. As many of you guys know, I have chatted about it on this show before. I fucking love Freddy versus Jason. It is actually one of my favorite in the genre. So that's right, everybody. This Friday, we've got the drink along for Freddy versus Jason. We will have rules as always. We will have a card that pulls up what the rules are going to be. Destiny and I still have to chat about the rules. So be here. You guys have 2 days now to go and grab your favorite beverages. Y'all better be drinking with us. I want to see the chat. I don't even want to be able to read what it is you guys are saying for this one. So be here. Seriously, it's going to be a ton of fun. Can't wait for Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That translates to 6 p.m. Mountain Time or Pacific Time. And then that's 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So be here Friday night. We're super excited to do this with you guys and celebrate the 20th anniversary of Freddy vs. Jason. And I do want to just make the announcement one more time that we have 20 days left for the Last Nightmare on Indiegogo. If you guys are thinking about backing the Last Nightmare, make sure you guys go on, snag your perks. We still have a lot of great perk options available. So any and all support is greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for checking it out. You guys got 20 days left on that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. I have no screenings or anything like that coming up as of right now. So, yeah, maybe as we get into the fall, we'll be doing more. But, yeah, as of right now, no movies that are coming out that fit the content that I talk about on my channel. So, Fear Freaks it is for the time being. Holy shit, I just saw so many comments coming out. I had 27 comments that I had unresponded that I hadn't opened yet. But let's see here. Golford's dog, Monica Keena. Yeah. Monica Keena.
Yeah.
Monica Keena for Freddy versus Jason. Sebastian says that FVJ deserves all the love. Of course it does. Of course. We're going to talk about it, man. We are going to crack it open on Friday, and we're going to talk about all the scene. We're going to talk about the cheesiness, the greatness, and everything in between that. So, yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun. FVJ Drink Along is going to be a blast. Of course it is. I don't even know what I'm going to have, honestly. I might get
Well, you have 2 days to figure it out.
I'm going to fill this giant thing with vodka and lemonade. I'm gonna do that. So Brian, you're missing it for Strays. You're missing Freddy versus cancel your ticket. I didn't know that's what you were missing it for. You didn't tell me that's what you were missing it for. You're missing it for Strays. Cancel it. Go see it Saturday. Be here for the Freddy versus Jason drink along. No, Strays does look kind of funny. It's like one of those R-rated movies. But all right, everybody. Yeah, that's a wrap here for tonight. Des, anything else you want to say?
Looking forward to it.
You're looking forward to it? All right. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, post your guys' comments down below. Let us know. What do you guys think of tonight's episode? Are you guys planning on attending Houston Horror Film Fest in the future? Whatever your guys' thoughts are, comment below. Let us know. And we will see you guys Friday night for Freddy vs. Jason. And remember, The Last Nightmare has 20 days left. Support us while you guys can. Good night.
Good night.